In this lesson, we're going to jump into taking everything we've done so far. So we've spent some time reviewing the current state of our business, figuring out how did we get to where we are now. We've talked about what things are working, where do we have momentum, what are we good at, all of those things, taking stock of the strengths and abilities that we have at our disposal. And now we've, in the last lesson, we set some goals. And now it's time to take those goals and turn them into SMART goals. So SMART is an acronym, and it's used as a tool to help us make our goals specific and focused. And it's really powerful sometimes for small businesses where it can be easy to say things like, I want to get more customers, or I want more clients, or I want to make more money, or I want to rest more, I want to be more creative, things like that, and turning it into something that's actually measurable and accomplishable. One of the things that's difficult about being an entrepreneur is sometimes that our success or our accomplishments aren't well documented like they would be in other companies. Sometimes it's hard to know at the end of the day, like, did I do a good job? Am I doing what I set out to do? And so by going through this process of thinking through your goals and making them smart, we'll figure out, you can look at this and be like, I did exactly what I set out to do, or I did twice as good as I thought I would do. So SMART is an acronym. It stands for simple, measurable, achievable, results focused, and time bound. So let's talk through each one of those really quickly. So simple meaning this is something that's understandable. Get more clients is okay, but something like I want to do better at my business, or I want to make more money, or those things aren't very, those are generic, and we want them to be simple and easy to understand. If you share it with somebody else, they would know really quickly what you're talking about. We want it to be measurable, so we want it to be something that we can measure. So some of the things that we talked about earlier, some of the non-measurables, those are going to be difficult to put numbers to, but if we get creative a little bit, we can start to understand. Maybe if we want to have we want to be a lot more strategic or make a bigger impact. Well, what does it look like to make a bigger impact for people? Is there a way we can measure our impact and what we're doing for people? We want our goals to be achievable. That's the A. So we want it to be something that can be done. It's something that can be crossed off. We want it to be realistic. If you want to just if your goal is to become a billionaire, that might not happen this year. Maybe it has to happen over the course of time. It want to be results focused. We want to be focused in on outcomes. We want to be something that we can do, something that we can make happen. And finally, we want it to be time bound. I think really for me, the things that are most important is the measurable, achievable, and time bound. Sometimes we make goals that are crazy. I've made a lot of goals in the past for the Wonder Jam that haven't worked because they were too nuts. And they were not time bound. They were just like, someday I want to do this. When we make our goals time bound, it forces us to think through, if in a year from now I want to make $50,000 more dollars. Well, I can deconstruct that into every 3 months. How much more money do I need to be making? Every 1 month, how much more do I need to be making? And you can kind of build a really easy, nice progression into getting to your goals rather than just hoping you randomly make $50,000 more dollars. So there's two goals. I'm going to show you a little bit how I deconstruct these that we have for the Wonder Jam, and we went through our personal projects. So one of our goals is, and you can do the same with yours, was to make more money with the current team that we have. We currently are a team of 8. There's 8 of us on the team. And I want to make more money, but I don't want to hire more people, if that makes sense. I want other people on our team to make more money. I would like to make more money. I want everybody, all the people who are here currently, to get paid more. So that specifically, what does that look like? How do I deconstruct that? Well, I need to grow our revenue to make more money. So we want to grow our revenue by a real number, by $120,000, which is aggressive, but not that impossible. I want to reduce our overhead to be about 30% of our revenue, which is, so overhead is relative to our total revenue numbers. I don't care particularly what the overhead is. I don't have, I have a specific goal for that, but the percentage is more important to me than the actual number. That will help get our net income up to 30% of revenue, which I would be really excited about. We have a profit sharing program, so understanding what our net income is, or understanding what our profit is important. If we can increase that number, good stuff happens for everybody. And then so as you deconstruct that, if I want to grow the percentage of revenue that's tied to net income. I want to increase net income percent of revenue by 2% each month. So if right now it's sitting at 17%, at the end of January, I want it to be sitting at 19%, which means I can reduce overhead a little bit. I can make a little bit more money. I can do both of those things. So not too crazy. That's asking $120,000, about $10,000 more per month, which is doable. Our team has enough time and hours to be able to do that. Yeah, so that's our goal. So that's, you can see how I took one thing that's like, I want to make more money with the current team. So I want to make more. I want to pay people more money. I want the percentage of money that comes through the Wonder Jam and then goes out to the human beings on our team to get a lot higher. But I don't necessarily. I'm not trying to hire a lot more people. So that's one thing. So you might have a goal like that. You can see a little bit how we deconstructed it and made it measurable. The other thing that the other goal Allie and I have is to write a book, not sell a book, but just to write it. We want to get it finished in 2019. And so I've made just really basic timelines I want to have an outline finished in January or by the end of January, and I want to have a manuscript finished by August 1st. Writing isn't that difficult for Allie and I, and I don't care if there's a lot of work done after the manuscript is finished, but I want to just get a first draft finished by August 1st. My personal goal is I want to write 300 words a day, 4 times a week. I write a little bit more frequently than Allie does, and so it'll be an easier discipline for me to get into. I'll probably contribute more total words to the book than she will, but yeah, so she has a different goal than I do. But that's making our goals SMART. So writing a book is a big generic goal. We break it down a little bit. What does it look like to finish an outline? What does it look like to write a manuscript? What does it look like on a daily basis to write things? So this is just making a goal and then making them SMART, making it measurable, achievable, realistic, time-based, and these things are simple. So now I don't really have a goal of writing a book. I have a goal of finishing an outline, and then I have a goal of working on chapters and filling out a manuscript, if that makes sense. So what I want to see from you is I want you to take those goals that we worked on in the last lesson, and I want you to break them down into SMART goals. Remember, SMART is simple, measurable, achievable, results-focused, and time-bound. So how can you take those big goals that you have, break them down into something that's realistic, doable, challenges you, but still makes a lot of sense? So you can hop in the comments, share any goals or the way you broke down maybe a couple of your goals, or any questions you have. Be happy to hop in there and answer them for you. Peace.